Reminder to all of you guys in chat, this is Get On My Line 2021, brought to you by our major partner, Red Bull, giving the event its wings for this bracket, giving some players wings in their loser side runs. Game 1, Ganondorf versus Fox. Let's see what happens.
All right, so, like I said before, a lot of what I'm expecting to see is situations where Ganon gets one opening and needs to just push as much as he can, because unlike Fox, he doesn't have this kind of reactive playstyle. He has to go for reads. He has to kind of go all in on a certain tech option. But if he does that and hits a forward air or a back air, he gets the stock. So that's kind of the dynamic we're looking for compared to Fox, who has these like guaranteed follow-ups and really reactive-based playstyle.
Sure, absolutely. And I think it's interesting whenever we do see kind of like a low mid-tier character like a Ganon, like a Luigi, casting kind of lends itself really well to talking about these people. Of course, we don't see the characters all too often. Something that's pretty interesting to me as Squible takes the first stock of this set is kind of the schools of thought for Ganon playstyles almost. I feel like we've seen some degree of evolution over the years where we have kind of the more positional based, you're going to run into my move Ganons like Kage, for instance. And then we have the more aggressive, flashy, tricky movements like Bizarro Flame. And I'm interested to see where Dream falls into this because I haven't seen him in over a year.
Yeah, definitely the Wavelands can make Ganon seem faster than he actually is and kind of enhance that relatively slow movement speed, which you're kind of alluding to with Bizarro Flame. I'm curious as well. One of the things I also seem to find a lot with Ganon players, I cannot believe he's living this. This just shows how heavy Ganon is. Like, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse. Like, Ganondorf is just taking so much of a beating, but does look like he's going to get this stock. Yeah.
Nice Tipman right there out of Dream. Doesn't quite equalize the stock, but definitely an important start to get the momentum rolling.
So one of the things I was going to mention is when you have a character that like converts so solidly off an opening, like what we're seeing now, but can't really rely on the reactions and stuff, is that's where like the mental game of Melee really starts to matter. Like you're keeping track of your opponent's tech options. You're really getting in their head, calling out a certain option, because again, you can't just rely on your bread and butter reactions. You have to go, my opponent's going to tech to the center and I'm going to hit him hard.
For sure, yeah, and I think that's what made Bizarro Flame such an interesting Ganon to watch back in the day, because the movement, the wavelands, the kind of slip in and slide in, it's almost necessary for Ganon at this point because he needs to create some type of mix-up if he can't play it honest.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like that's why I was speaking about kind of the wavelands speeding things up, sort of, so to speak, just because it allows you to be somewhat deceptive with your movement for a character who really doesn't have that otherwise.
Yeah, regains his jump with the Wizard's Foot and gets to ledge. 158% strong back air will probably do it, but I mean, we've been seeing Dream live to disgusting percents. Lives right there, but the positioning's a little bit off.
Yeah, he does continue to get one more hit, but down a stock, again, though, kind of a dynamic matchup. We see things where gets a clean hit and suddenly it's back to even. So he's in the corner, he's pressuring him correctly, still has him in knockdown, and this could be the stock.
Yeah, Ganon, pretty hard time covering ledge unless he hard commits. So we've got to see eventually. We've seen Squible just go for kind of a lot of these ledge options, just going to recover to ledge because it's kind of safe that way, because you just kind of get walloped if you don't. But maybe eventually Dream will catch on and just try to scoop ledge away.
Yeah, no, I think one of the things that I really am liking from Dream so far is he's not afraid to just hold center. Like I feel like I say this all the time, but he has him on the ledge, like you said, struggling to cover it. Oh my God,
that's the combo, the two-hit down smash.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. Like he's got him in the corner, he's pressuring him, he's making it really difficult to come out of there. But now he's getting hit by all the Fox stuff, and it's making it rough. Gets a grab though.
Throw, yeah, just jab.
Jab, okay. So this call-out moment you're talking about. Wow, intercepts it, takes the first game, turning it around. Good stuff to Dream. I think we're going to see.
I mean, really looked like a set that was Squibbles to lose. Those first two stocks just all around dominant. But, when it comes to a Ganondorf on the screen, you get some 3-hit combo, and it is freaking insane at that point. That is just basically the equivalent of a Fox shining you around stage for 2 stocks straight.
That is such a good way to word it. Like, if you see the combo counter go to like 4 or 5 and you're a Ganondorf player, you are popping off. Like, that has never
Yeah.
happened in your life before. So, pretty solid stuff. Yeah, not surprised to see FD, like I was alluding to earlier. But, does simplify the punish game a bit for Dream, going to allow him to cover some tech options through things like his down B. So, I expect to see a kind of campy neutral like what we're seeing from Squible, and I do think it's going to be an uphill battle for Dream.
Wow, yeah, Dream just ran all the way center and then was like, nah, I'm just going to forward it. You back off stage. But Dream, the one off stage now, doesn't get the ledge and is going to die for it.
Yeah, got a little greedy. Wanted to call him out with the forward air, which, I guess he'd get a fair amount of it from, no pun intended. But I really feel that, it probably wasn't worth it. Worst case scenario, he just knocks him off stage and gets a recovery. But it's such a risk to go for.
Yeah, Dream catching Squible out of so many of these options. Tipman's him again. That's going to do it for the stock. Something that I haven't been noticing as much. We've seen maybe like 1 or 2 out of Dream so far is F-tilt. And I feel like that's been kind of the get off me option of choice for the Ganons of late that we've seen, like a no fluxes that we got to see over at Xanadu a few weeks ago.
Yeah, no, it's just one of his few kind of like low laggy moves. And actually, since kind of Ganondorf is a Falcon clone for some reason. Yeah, that. Oh, and he goes in on it. Oh my God, it's still going. But did he need to do that? Like, was that almost unnecessary? Do we care? It looks like he's going to get the stock anyway.
Oh, misses the forward air. Yeah, I think he needed to go for the up B grab there just because he wasn't going to reach ledge quite. But also, good stuff to Squible. Situational awareness there to just understand that it's not a spike, it's a meteor. So he can kind of make it back even at relatively high percent like he was there.
Yeah, and look what he took for that, man. He took about 70% for dropping that edge guard. And that is the Ganondorf fight. But does close it out. It's even-ish. And by even-ish, I mean anything can happen. So.
Yeah, I do think, again, commendable effort for Dream right now onto his last stock of this game, but pretty challenging counter pick for him to be playing on against a Squible who's playing pretty consistent so far.
Just worth mentioning, we were talking about the wavelands on the platforms, and even now we're seeing Dream mix in the wavelands as he's kind of about to come down, just to make it a little hard, like we see it right there, just to make his movement a little tricky. And again, it's always cool to see people pushing the mechanics of the game to their limit to make these kind of characters even viable. But the Shine does it. There goes the second game. I think we're going to Yoshi's.
Yeah, big gimme for Squible right there. Takes the very necessary game win that he needs to not go down 0-2 in the set and face down a reverse 3-0. I think we're seeing Yoshi's as well.
I think Yoshi's is going to be a fantastic stage for Dream. I'm actually predicting Dream will take this game, and there's 2 reasons why. First of all, Yoshi's, obviously, you hit Ganondorf, die earlier. That's the good thing. But Dream has actually been pretty solidly edge guarding Fox. Again, I know by some other standards, like if he was Marth or something, this would be bad edge guarding. But he's intercepting a lot of these up Bs with that reverse up air. And on Yoshi's, even a couple hits becomes an edge guard situation. So I think that will work out very well for Dream in this set.
Yeah, and game 3, the prediction comes through. Let's see if part 2 of that prediction that you had, Radar, comes to fruition as well. About 2% separating these 2 players, though, in the start of this game.
Does go for that down angled F tilt, doesn't manage to connect it though, but back to center and just needs to be patient in getting into Fox's space. Once you're on top of him, there's not that much he can do, but it's just so hard to break that kind of shield.
Ooh. Perhaps was not expecting to get sent the exact opposite way for that forward air. Dream's gonna get on the board first, but Squible answers right back in a hurry. 0 stocks, 0% rather, 3 stocks apiece.
I'm struggling to think about this, but Ganon can't wall jump, right? No. Okay, I was like, in my head, I'm like, I can kind of picture this very thick jump, but I'm like, I don't think this is a thing. I've definitely
what a world we would live in if he could. I still don't think he'd be that good, but it'd be great to have that option available.
Wall jumping in general as a mechanic is a lot of fun. I know you as a Mario player realize just how important wall jumping can be, but imagine if Marth had it, then all the fun goes away. So it can't be for every character. I'm going to stop you
right there, and we're going to go back to the match and pretend we didn't even bring this up. Okay? 3 stocks to 2 in favor of Squible. Dream kind of not making it happen on this counter pick quite yet, and what a conversion.
the spacing there, like he like just barely outside of forward air, and then gets a bunch of up airs to get already 47%. You know, like that's easily the kind of damage that you could do to knock people off stage. Gets hit. What a beautiful edge guard, dude. That was amazing.
Yeah, and I think the big thing that I've been noticing from the perspective of Dream, again, we kind of need to think about what the low tier needs to do in the driver's seat for some of these situations. Picks up the stock there, but, you know, been tricky on this movement. Cool wavelands, cool just kind of slipping and sliding situations. Something I'd like to see out of Dream is more empty hops, and I think something else that we've noticed, again, when we talked about like no fluxes at Xanadu, is the full hop aerial into double jump second aerial, kind of tricking up the drift and the fall speed like that.
Right, what you just saw, yeah. Yeah, you know, a lot of the tricks you're kind of mentioning, it's like they're kind of the classic mix-ups available to every character, you know, like empty hops, stuff that like shouldn't really work, but because, you know, Melee is much a kind of mental game as it is a mechanical game, kind of can throw a player off, throw their defenses off, and kind of chip through that. And
he's gonna die for this.
One spot game, Walt.
Yeah, Dream's pulling out, trying to make your prediction come true. 2-1 advantage for Dream, almost with 2 fairs, not quite. I may be looking for an up air there off of the firebox, and he's gonna get punished huge.
Oh, he just barely misspaces the back air, and he doesn't get called out for it though. Misses the DI in the back air, and oh, this is gonna be it. Yeah.
All right. 50% success rate on that prediction radar, but I do think we'll probably be seeing a familiar stage for game 4.
Yeah, I think that he will go back to it. You know, he did start to turn it around. It kind of gave us a little bit of a preview of like the way the games play out. You know, you get an opening, all of a sudden the momentum shifts very quickly. But if the Fox is able to kind of stick to the natural advantages that they have as a character, it can be very, very hard for Ganondorf.
Yeah, I think just we've been talking so much about Dream, kind of what he needs to do in order to be successful in this match, but huge props to Squible for just staying ever present and ever consistent throughout this set. Potentially going to be the last set of the evening to qualify in for top 16 on loser side.
Yeah, you know, I'm interested to see what adaptations Dream shows us. You know, I feel like we've been focusing a lot on Dream as well, you know, not giving Squible kind of the recognition that he deserves. He's been playing a very, very clean set so far, liking the edge guarding that he's had, liking the kind of patient neutral game. I like that he's been going for down smash off of the wave shine, you know, rather than an up smash, knowing that Ganon is a heavier character. And like I said, these edge guards, they're carrying him into a set win potentially.
Yes, 30%, but I mean, that's essentially death percent when you're against the Ganon, so I think anything can really happen here. Just needs to find those single strong openings. And again, Squible's just been very good at blocking, which is kind of what I was alluding to earlier when it comes to the empty hops into perhaps the tomahawk grab.
No, for sure. I think that will be a very reliable way, or not reliable, but important way to try to find a mix-up. Oh my gosh,
does get a reversal there. That wasn't even intentional.
No, it was not, and that is kind of one of the what does Mango call it? Like it's like the sort of the price you pay for like spacey tax, or like that's not just Mango.
The tax,
like, spacey tax. Like it's like you just gotta pay it every once in a while. It's just the reality of Melee. Sometimes your character's just a little too good, you know.
What I say in like basketball, if someone gets a free throw over some, you know, BS call or something, is that the rim don't lie. I think the ledge don't lie in this situation. Dream knew he shouldn't have died there. But maybe he gets to die here instead. We'll see if Squible can make it happen.
Once again, not ready for it, and I do wonder if he should be hard committing to the ledge sometimes, you know? Like, I know he didn't really have a lot of time there, but still.
Ooh. Double blips into the double up air. Huge percent deficit now for Dream. Up smash. Oh my gosh, is this going to be the 3-1 for Squible? I don't know.
You know, it's funny because the previous set, it looked like Squible was very clearly going to win, and he did end up taking it. But you know, all of a sudden started to shift back into Dream's side. And so, what I'm curious to see here is Squible going to tighten it up a bit? You know, keep the momentum on his side, or is he going to turn around?
Ooh, 2 stocks down. Let's see. All it takes is one big opening and then a couple reads to make it work, but easier said than done when you're just getting smothered by the Fox player. That's it.
That's it.
And that's going to do it. Oh my gosh. 3-1 in favor of Squible. It was a speed run, but it wasn't for Dream. The Fox player is going to be moving on to top 16, and Dream the Ganondorf is going to drop out of Get On My Line at 17th place.
You know, it definitely impressive stuff on both sides. You know, Dream getting this far with Ganon. As much as it, like, I don't want to stress tier list stuff too much, but it is hard to compete at this high of a level with a character like Ganondorf. But really good stuff to Squible. You know, getting a JV3 in the last game. You know, clearly showing he's a capable player, and he was 3-0ing like everybody before this, like we mentioned earlier. So, you know, very, very impressive. Like to see how he'll do in top 15.
Yeah, very, very good stuff. Dream putting a bit